I'll be talking about the NBA gambling story today because it's huge. And Congress will be holding hearings. I don't know which committee, I don't know how, but gambling has now hit the front pages so hard that Congress will take notice, and we'll be back to the Kefauver hearings. And if you don't know what they are, go to AI and look it up. We're going to have that because a lot of people are going to look up at this and say, really? Now, it may just be that people from Ohio know more about gambling problems than other people because of Pete Rose, because of former Ohio State quarterback Art Schlichter, because this summer, Emmanuel Clase, the best reliever in the American League, and Luis Ortiz, who was part of the key rotation for the Guardians, both got benched. There are allegations that they're involved in a gambling scandal, but no charges have been brought, and they have not been suspended, so they are innocent until proven guilty. But this story today, well, let's start with FBI Director Kash Patel earlier today, cut number 3.
Good morning. Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide-sweeping criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra. The men and women up here standing with me represent a small portion of the leadership team that brought profound justice in an era that needed it more than any. I'll just highlight some of the details in the case and the FBI work, and then you'll hear from the others. But as you now know, individuals such as Chauncey Billups, Damon Jones, and Terry Rozier were taken into custody today, former, current NBA players and coaches. What you don't know is that this is an illegal gambling operation and sports rigging operation that spanned the course of years. The FBI led a coordinated takedown across 11 states to arrest over 30 individuals today responsible for this case, which is very much ongoing. Not only did we crack into the fraud that these perpetrators committed on the grand stage of the NBA, but we also entered and executed a system of justice against La Cosa Nostra to include the Bonanno, Gambino, Genovese, and Lucchesi crime families. And you'll hear more about those details today. The charges and the arrests that were taken down across this country range from wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, illegal gambling. This FBI will leave no room for any perpetrator of crime across this country. You hear a lot about our work of defending the homeland and crushing violent crime. Well, this work is also representative of a colossal portion of the FBI's mandate to keep America safe and to keep our entertainment industry fair and secure. The men and women that are standing up here today worked tireless hours, days, months, and years. And the fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation. And we could not have done it
Stop right there for a second. I want to stress it's a multi-year investigation. So it precedes the Trump administration. The reason I stress that is there are a lot of takes on this out there today. Everyone ought to be saying, what did we do with gambling? What did we unleash on the world? How much money is at stake? What other sports are going down? Stephen Smith, who I really enjoy, I think he's a very talented entertainer on television using sports as his medium. He had the craziest take of all on ESPN, cut number 13.
How many times, for one incident after another, have I said, Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things. Big night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be.
See, you got it? Trump did this. That's the craziest thing I've heard on TV in a long time. Multi-year investigation involving the mob and NBA players and coaches across 11 states. and Trump did it. That's TDS, big time. Put that aside. Let's go back to the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Joseph Nocella, cut number one. Good
But
clip.
my message to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this. Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
All right, so every single cliche in the world was used in that statement, and it will be used tonight. I'm going to be on special report tonight. I don't know if we're talking about this or not on the panel, but it'll just be in the coverage. Look, I'll give you 2-to-1 odds that it is. Cut number two. This is the Assistant Director of the New York Field Office of the FBI, Christopher Rea, at the same press conference, cut number two.
3 of the named defendants are charged for their alleged roles in both schemes. This alleged illegal gambling operation hustled unwitting victims out of tens of millions of dollars and created a financial pipeline for La Cosa Nostra to help fund and facilitate their organized criminal activity. Victims were attracted to play alongside well-known professional athletes and coaches like Chauncey Billups, only to be unknowingly deceived through rigged shuffling machines, fixing the odds in their favor, as alleged and as you just heard from the U.S. Attorney's Office. This alleged scheme wreaked havoc across the nation, exploiting the notoriety of some and the wallets of many to fund the Italian crime families here in New York.
All right, now, I want you to be clear at the beginning. There are 2 different investigations coming together here. One of the high-stake poker game that were rigged, that celebrity athletes were used to draw marks in. It's like watching The Sting with Paul Newman and Robert Redford from, what, 72, 74? It's an elaborate sting. And the mob stung a lot of people. And people want to play next to NBA players. They come with their big wallets and they lose all their money. But there's a second investigation, which is about throwing games, fixing games, like the Black Sox scandal of 1919, I think, Shoeless Joe Jackson. All of sports, college. Look, it's going to be down to Little League before we know it, given the ubiquity of online gambling. And there's got to be a stop to it. And you can bet there will be, I'm going to say you can bet like 20 times today. You can bet there will be hearings. You can bet there's going to be an opinion from every legislator who's able to reach a microphone today, because it is an addiction problem. It is a domestic violence problem. It is a problem of organized crime. It is a problem of the young culture not understanding how endorphins work when the little machine goes off when you're laying down prop bets, and it's going to ruin sports. It's already taken a toll, but it's going to ruin sports.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.